Pleased to recognize the member for Niagara, West-Glanbrook.
Well, thank you very much, Speaker. And I want to commend the member for Eglinton Lawrence on this very worthy and compassionate initiative before the legislature today. He makes a lot of outstanding points and tells some heart-wrenching stories. Yeah, I got to think the worst thing ever in life is you have to bury a child. Can't imagine that. You'd never wish that on your worst enemy. Sadly, this Saturday I'm going to a funeral for a friend of the family, been a good supporter, businessman, leader. His mom will be burying him. He lived to his 50s. Tom Fleming. Poor Val lost both Tom and her husband Art within a year. But it's a celebration of life, too, and a celebration of what Tom accomplished. Whether you lose a child as an adult, a teen, a youngster, we have ways of coping with that. Never makes up for the loss. But we have ways of families coming together to give support. But therefore, Eglinton Lawrence points out, it doesn't exist for children who are stillborn or miscarriages. We haven't developed, and I don't quite understand why. He says it's been taboo, which is true. And I always found it interesting when Deb and I went through her pregnancies and friends. You just don't tell anybody. And what's the unwritten rule? 3 months or something like that. You're not supposed to tell anybody. Just the way it is. It's kind of puzzling because you probably should, and it'll help us cope with that kind of loss. And as a result of that, without these coping mechanisms, a way of people giving the kind of support, family, friends, healthcare professionals, you feel abandoned and awfully empty. I guess you go through the, if you're stillborn too, my God, you go through the same gut-wrenching, extraordinary physical stress as the mom. The child's born, you've got that as the end product, a healthy baby. But if for a stillborn, it's that crushing emptiness that would result from that. And as the member said, people will often say, well, go back at it, you're young. It's really no way to deal with this. So members have a number of initiatives to deal with this in terms of looking at best practices, comparing scientific data, investing in counseling. I think those are all very worthy and timely initiatives. I think the other aspect too, I know I'm sharing my time with my colleague from Thornhill, but you beat yourself up too, right? Without some answers and some help and support, you start beating yourself up when this tragedy hits a family. We're lucky, Speaker, we have 2 beautiful little girls, Miller and Maitland, 6 years apart. Miller just turned 8 at the beginning of October. Maitland will be almost 2 for Christmas time. She'll be 2 in March. So good luck at the back ends. Some tough luck in the middle. But I got 2. But in these situations, I know the mind will whirl, right? What could I have done better? Should I have made some different approach on my own health? Did I exert myself too much? Dads will think this. But the moms, it's going to be deeply wired in. And if you don't have some better answers, some better practices, some counseling, that's going to haunt you forever. You start blaming yourself. I suspect that's some of the psychology behind all of this. But if, when a stillborn birth occurs or miscarriage, there's a better understanding of the science, there's some emotional support from family, from friends, of others that have gone through it. There's an understanding of the psychological counseling that can help make, I can't say adjustment, but help to cope, Speaker. I think we're going to be all a lot better off for it. So I commend the member. I think this is forward-looking. I just had never questioned before why there is that 3-month taboo really isn't a reason for it. And for all those that go through that gut-wrenching loss and emptiness, it's going to help. So good for the member, Speaker. Worthy initiative. Please support it. Thank you.